Hey on guys, so this video is going to be first outing after summer. So we've had what 100 days of 40 plus weather and now it's raining, so which is good. Gives us me a chance to test the Hilux out in the wet. Haven't had a real good chance to test out the winch, so may even get a good chance to test that out today. So what I'm going to do, I have used this and tested the winch a couple of times, but we'll now that we've got that, we'll get on. But not sure if anyone's seen the previous video, but now we do have that slightly little annoyance of a sound now that we've got the snorkel up in there. But so we don't get much rain around Alice Springs, but when we do, like, it doesn't take much to get some water on the tracks, which is good. So I've done these tracks in the dry, but yeah, just never in the wet. This little spot here is nothing really major to worry about. Get on down the track a bit and we'll get to the next little spot. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but this track here, I'm not really sure what this track's name actually is. So this is, if you follow this track down, it follows and leads you down along the freight line, the train line here for the freight train and for the GAN. So it also pops out at some points and takes you to Wiggly's waterhole. So yeah, if you keep hearing me referring it to the train line track or even Wiggly's, that's just because I have no idea what it's called. But yeah, now, I've had issues in the past. Now, coming down this track not long after we've rebuilt the Hilux. Now, it's not a very wide track, as you can see. It's very narrow and soft. When I've come down here previously, we haven't had any rain. It's very soft all the way through here. At the moment with the rain, it's quite compact, but there's the canopy on the back, there's the headboard on the for the dual battery system. I can't actually see through the back of the canopy now, which is, you know, okay. Had nothing in the mirrors that I could see. Next thing you know, I've got a cop car pulled up behind me, and I've had to drive, 500 metres down the track because there was no spot to pull over. There's motorbikes everywhere. It's pretty much pitch black, and get told by the cop that I'm trying to run off on him. And now, like, yeah. Pulled over where safe to do so. Now that's obviously always what I've been told. You pull over where it's safe to do so. Where he turned the lights on and I seen him, wasn't safe to pull over. So first little obstacle here. Now, does look like a few people are going to go on that one. That's the easier of the two. But we'll coming out. I'll show you this one. So put up a YouTube short, and even on Instagram you'll probably see it as well. Oh no, I think it's actually flattened out a bit. Popping wheels on this one, so you can see there's been a fair few four-wheel drives go through here already today. Unlocked by the look of it, because they've lost traction in that spot right there. But tyre will actually sit in this is the right rear tyre will actually sit in this hole, and that's where we end up getting the pop on the front. And it looks like possibly that's where these marks here are from. The tyres have bounced back down, while they've just lost traction. So yeah, I'll set the camera up back there, see how we go, see if we can catch a good little shot of some wheel lift, and then we'll keep going. Huh. So we can see there's been a bit of water flow down here, which isn't unusual. So normally this part here kind of comes around here a bit more, so it's kind of taken off that outer edge. You can see the forward drivers that have come through have actually gone off in to the scrub to kind of get around that. So I reckon we're gonna have to do the same, but for this bank to have kind of collapsed as it has, there must have been a bit of water that come through here. So we'll get this set up and yeah. With how close that is to there, I've like I said, I've had to come in through here to get that, but that drop off there, I'm pretty much right in the bush there. That's as close as I can get on my driver's side. So if we get any more rain in through here, that's going to be impassable. So luckily we did come down when we did, but yeah, I mean, as you can see, I'm right in the bush and hard up against it on this side, and only just made it through on the left hand, on the passenger side there. So a couple more days with some more rain, and that's going to drop off even more. So we'll pick it up when we get to the next point. So thankfully most of these spots along here getting to the bit of a hill climb is all fairly rocky anyway. Only got a few spots where there's soft sand, usually just at the bit of a creek crossing or something. You can see like down here, it's a bit sandy and about there, but normally it's pretty rocky down at these hill spots. But haven't had much rain of late, but it's still fairly green out here, surprisingly. And I mean, right here we've got the water runoff from the other side, diverted through these channels, but it all kind of tapers off into like a naturally flowing spot down here, which kind of does make it pretty good for forward driving. You come down, you get to this spot here, and it's like over the years everyone just driving along, and they probably cleared it out a bit too, but it's actually a fairly rocky spot here. With the bit of rain we've had, it's taken a bit of loose stuff off, but just pick the line. So yeah, we've only got a 2-inch left on this, and that's only stock suspension with spacer kit, so I mean, it doesn't really change much. We got factory, well, what they do come out factory with Yokohama soft terrains, so they're all terrain, but it's not very, a lot of people upgrade them straight away for more aggressive all terrain, but for what we do, they're working fine. Step. Definitely a bit mindful. Realised I've forgotten to take the tow hitch off and hit a few times already. It does hang down a fair bit. But nothing too bad yet. We'll get to a couple of spots coming down. I think I might exhibit this one actually. Comes in a bit of a creek, a bit of runoff, and can be a bit of a short platform in the middle, and then it's just straight up. So yeah, so this is a spot down here, but coming through, normally it's fenced off, There's a gate here, but someone's been a bit impatient and just drove straight through it. Get down into here, you'll see what I mean. It doesn't look like much, but then you've got that spot on the other side where you can drive straight up it. So I reckon we'll chuck low range on just to be safe. Don't usually need low range, but it is a bit wet. So we'll, luckily it's rocky on the other side, so. But yeah, this is a bit of a natural causeway for the water, given the drainage ditch and ducting there. Kind of just runs off into the scrub, but hopefully we don't hit the tow roll on this one. Which doesn't seem good. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but that's all I can see at the moment. Obviously a bit more there, but it's pretty angled. Drainage. I'm going to have to pick the line on this one because it's been worn out a little bit. But you can see it, but it has been washed out a bit down there, so we'll have to pick up the line. I just lifted it low range. Through to this side, it might be a little bit hairy. This angle here is like, you can see train lines over there, so that's directly in line. So camera doesn't usually do it justice. Don't know how well they would have gone back in the day, like putting this train line in, because that's carved out solid rock. Like, yeah, I mean it's a bit sandy, but the rock around here can be extremely hard at the best of times. But so here, right across would have been solid. I think part that I'm driving on now would have just been tailings from that. Then you come up over this other side, you can see a bit of a gap in the hill over there. That's another spot that would have been carved out, blown up, cleared out. Yeah, so this is the spot that I was talking about, the gap in the hill. Now that's solid rock. Now we're gonna have to drive up this right hand side of it. It doesn't look very steep on camera, but give it a bit of an angle. Oh, it is. The track keeps going up to here. Alright, so that's the top there where we're going to come over the hill. Again, fairly rocky now. This rock probably would have been from what they've blown out of to build that train line, but it does make it easier to climb up this hill. Again, like the camera doesn't do it justice with the angle on it, but fairly steep. Down there. You can see where they've cleared out that bit of rock to get that train line in, and like, as you can see, that's solid rock. So all this stuff here that we drove past would be what they've got out of there. But imagine trying to get that from in the hole there. They've gouged into the hill, trying to get it up onto the top of this hill. Now, I'm not certain that was done from the original GAN line. I'm pretty sure the actual original GAN line actually went around Alice Springs, but this is more of a direct route, so a bit easier to get the train through. So we do have freight trains that go to Adelaide to Darwin, and then Darwin to Adelaide, as well as the GAN. So, like, if you're looking at the angle of the train line, so you can see the bonnet's angled up a bit, and we're going to drive straight up that. It is rocky up there as well, which is good, but it is also pretty sandy and dirty. So luckily it's not really washed out at the moment, so we can make it through fairly easily. Just in high floor at the moment. No dew flock, so look out that way, there's a line, and yeah, I'm not going to bonnet, that's all I can see. I'm actually going to use a camera at the moment to see over the top of the hill a bit. But if anyone's seen the super pit in Kalgoorlie, Western Australia, that's kind of like what that reminds me of for that railway line. How they've dug that out and got that done, but like that situation there, they're using explosives and big heavy machinery. Getting to near the track that leads me back to the highway to get to Wiggly's waterhole, but this area was only just cleaned up recently. Unfortunately, seems like everywhere around Alice Springs at the moment, it's just rubbish getting dumped everywhere. I know they did clean up around at the highway, but I guarantee I'll get around there, there'll be a heap of rubbish there too. Yeah, sure enough, crap laying out everywhere. Like, more up in here, but I've done a tip run from, we are still working on the caravan. That's just been too bloody hot over summer to film and work on it, so there'll be a fair few changes from when you guys last seen it, but yeah, like, I think it was $15 for a trailer load of rubbish. So it's not a cost thing. I think it's just more the fact that people just, one, they can't be staffed, or two, they don't have the money for it. But they wonder why places get shut down, because there's just crap getting left everywhere. Now, where that white four-wheel drive is over there, that is the normal entry to Wiggly's waterhole. So you can see the sign there. I'll show you how well you can see it. Wiggly's waterhole. Alright. Four-wheel drive recommended, but we're gonna ditch that. I'm gonna come out that entry. Take you to another spot, another way in. and some more forward driving. Now, look, the wiggly waterhole entry, it's pretty well maintained. Like that's the entry that they want people to use to get in there. So we're not going to go that way, but we'll get down to the other spot and we'll get back to you. Alrighty. So on the north side of town, it's only just from where we started. We were pretty much west side of town. Wasn't very far at all. It's probably like 5 or 6 kilometers, probably 10, 15 max. Now there is another forward driving spot here, and another entry into Wiggly Waterhole. So if you get to coming down from Darwin, Tennant Creek way, you get to the Welcome to Alice Springs sign. Now down back in that way, there is another way to get to Wiggly. So I'm going to take that way. Alright, so Welcome to Alice Springs sign just there. I actually turned around and come back, but this is probably the other way to get in to Wiggly's. So you come in down to this little spot. A little bit of forward driving just here. Looks like there's some water in here too at the moment, which is good. You know, it's in 4 high at the moment. Normally we can get through here in 4 high, no issues. Looks like there's been some other forward drivers come through. Nothing real major, not too deep. Can get chopped up a bit, but this spot here is just hard rock anyway, so. Definitely good to see some water about. So we've had 100 days of 40 degree plus weather and bugger all rain, so. Definitely tell there's been some water come through here. There's some black settlement-y crap come flowing down, but it's also washed out this spot as well. So this will be interesting to see how we get in with this jump up, but I'll just chuck her in low range anyway. Diff lock on. We'll see how we get on, but. Downside I have found with this e-locker, the factory locker, is you turn it off, it doesn't turn off straight away. The only way that I've found to get it to turn off, which is just turned off now, but just got to turn it off. Fall low, easy. But that locker, pain in the ass. You turn it off, drive a little bit, and then it'll turn off. Now, it usually does turn off pretty quickly, but has anyone found a way to get that factory Toyota locker to turn off straight away? Like, I know some, getting it to turn on is pain. Like that turned on pretty quick, but does anyone know a way that we can kind of, I don't know, is there a hack for them to get them to turn on and off straight away? It'd be interesting to know about that one, but I haven't heard anything, but doesn't mean there isn't ways. Yeah, same again, those old asphalt along here. To me, that kind of seems like back there where the bridge is, where that washout was that just went through. There's a road at some point before they built that bridge, or you know, but it's just the old highway, because this asphalt goes on for a fair way, but I don't know. Seems weird. Definitely some nice driving in through here. Seen a fair few forward drives up here already, and another couple behind me coming through. So from what I can tell too, this track follows along the Telstra line in the ground. So with these posts over with the yellow hats on, dotted all along this track. The track does continue on for a fair way. I've done bits and pieces of it, but it ends up getting up to the Tanamite. Then it becomes impassable from where I've got to before. But so right here is that's your wiggly waterhole coming in off the highway spot there. And you come down. It's fairly good through here now, but before we start getting a heap of tourists in here, it was pretty unmaintained. At the moment, there's a bit of water about, so yeah, there's the turn off the wiggly waterhole to go in down there. Then you got the waterhole off to the left, and there's also a rest stop area on the right. Not sure what that is, but keep going up a bit. Bit of water up here. I haven't been this way from here. Usually I turn around and go back and jump on up further up the road, but up to the up over the steps to the bottom of the sills. That's why it definitely pays sometimes to get out and check the depth, but didn't on that occasion. Luckily I was going slow enough anyway. But alright guys, that might just do it for this video. Yeah, next one might tackle some forward driving around the Westmac Ranges next weekend. See how we get on. We're just predicting rain all this week, so it'll be interesting to get out in the Westmacs and get it down in there and go across some creek crossings and river crossings and get into some more forward driving now that it's starting to cool down. Like today, I mean, I think it's 25 at the moment, but because we've had all that rain, it's cooler than what it has been. Like we've been 40, 42 degrees most of summer. So we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks guys.